Hello, I'm audible.
Hello.
I'm audible.
Hello.
I'm audible. Hello.
Yes, audible.
So we'll start the session in 1 minute. Okay, at 3 p.m. sharp.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Shahid.
I think you have so much disturbance in your background. Can you please mute yourself?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So we'll start the session. Hello and welcome to the Transact AMA session. So the agenda of the session is to give you out the product tour or the product demo, okay, or like let's say how you can start on Transact. Okay, this will be the first part of the session. Second thing will be we will discuss out the queries which you have raised while registration, or if you have any doubts or issues which you want to discuss out with me, you can mute yourself and you can ask freely. That will be the third part of the session, and the last part of the session will be like I will be giving you some of the suggestions or some of the steps how you can implement or how you can start using Transact for your business organization. Okay. So for that, I have created a small presentation which I'm going to present in front of you guys. So in case if anyone has any doubt, okay, so don't unmute yourself and ask in between the session. Okay, just hold down, or if you have any doubt in between the session while I'm giving the product tour, so you can raise a chat. Okay, once I complete the session in 20 minutes, and then we will go out, we'll like come to the chat part and we'll discuss out each and every query. So I will request to all of you guys, if you have any doubt, don't unmute yourself in between, please raise in the chat. Okay, so it will be very helpful to complete the session very peacefully. So I will just share my screen. 1 second. Okay. So I've created a slide or created a deck, okay, to present in front of you guys. So for that, let me show you. So first of all, we'll discuss about what is Transact all about. Okay. So Transact is a cloud-based digital information tool that helps you out in digitizing your entire business operation. Okay, of right from the sales inquiry dispatch on the cloud. Okay, on the system, on the platform. Okay, it is totally all about like transforming your business. Okay, if you are using a pen, paper, Excel, Google Sheet, so it's a free system, it's a free software from where you can start out your mainly the documentation part, the reporting part, the production planning part, right? So all these things you can do here in Transact. Okay, Transact helps you out in streamline. The first thing is the inventory management. Okay, if you see the bigger problems in the SMEs of India, if I let's say if I call out the bigger problem right now in the Indian SMEs is the inventory management. Second is the purchase and sales documentation. This documentation is not streamlined in every companies. Okay, as far as my experience, I have the more than 4 years of experience in this industry. Okay, so I have seen a lot of companies in different industry sector. This is one of the biggest challenge in the industry is the documentation is not streamlined. Okay, there is no one single platform, there is no one single stage where I can go and check all my documentation for purchase and sales. Okay, so this is one of the bigger problem which we are trying to solve, or from Transact you can solve out this problem. Okay, as soon as possible when you start using it. And third is the production planning. If you are if you are in a manufacturing sector, so this also becomes very critical for you to manage all your bill of materials, your production planning, everything. Okay, if you do subcontracting, job workers, right? So all these things are present in the system. And the fourth is the real-time business dashboards and reporting. So we have seen a lot of company owners, or let's say a lot of business owners are not investing their time to grow their business, rather than they are firefighting in streamlining the process. Okay, in the SMEs, okay, they are always firefighting about to streamline the process, to get out the reports and everything. Okay, we want the owners to invest the time to develop the business, okay, in business development. So that is why we have created this dashboards, business intelligence, to show you out what all things are there, okay, and how you can take the decision on the basis of data. So these are the four bigger problems, okay, which we are going to solve through Transact here, okay. Then mentioning about some key highlights, okay, up till now, okay, or you can call it Transact achievements is, okay, we have a clientele of more than 20,000 clients in different industry sectors. Some are in manufacturing industry, trading, services, retail. We do have a clients of retail also, right? So a lot of people are there, or a lot of clients we have in different industry sector. Then we provide a top level support in first response of less than 20 seconds. Okay, so if you, I think if you have seen your profile, so there is an option to raise a chat from the profile. So we have a dedicated support team who constantly looks into the issues of the client. So if, let's say, if you are facing any issues, you can just raise a chat from the profile. You will get a response in less than 20 seconds from our team. Our team will get in touch with you and try to solve your problem. Third thing is the knowledge center for new users to onboard quickly. So we have created a separate page or separate knowledge center, okay, for the users who are new to the system, who want to understand, who want to learn the basic concepts of the Transact. Okay, so we have created 600 plus videos and articles in that knowledge center, which will help you out in understanding the product in a better way. Okay, and then the customer centric approach. So this means that once you go for an advanced plan of Transact, or once you start using the Transact, so we have a feedback call. So we regularly, we on a monthly basis do a feedback call to our clients, okay, how we can grow their business, how Transact will help them out to grow their business eventually. So all these things are the part of the Transact journey. Okay, and the second thing, okay, let's say what we are going to discuss in the session, I have already covered. I am going to present you the demo of the product, or you can call it a short product tour, not exactly the demo, but the product tour, the basic concept, how we can start using Transact. Okay, and then we'll discuss out the queries. Okay, whatever the queries which you have raised while registration, we are going to cover all those things. Then there will be an open discussion where you can unmute yourself and you can raise your questions if you have any doubt. And then the next steps to be taken by the users from us, how we can proceed further, how we can go further to implement this system, right? So these four things which we are going to cover in today's session. Number one, let's start with the product demonstration. In the product demonstration, what I am going to cover is the three basic things. Okay. Number one is the documentation part. Okay. Second is the inventory management. And third thing, which I'm going to cover, is the business intelligence, which is the reporting part. Okay. So these are the three major things which I am going to show you in my product tour, how we can start it off, or how we can proceed further with these three things. Once you sort out these things, then I think 60% of the business will get streamlined, because in every company, be it trading, manufacturing, in any sector, right, the documentation is the core part of any business. So this covers total of like 50-60% of your business, the project purchase and sales documentation plus inventory management, and then the rest of the things are all there, right? So let me come to the product. Okay, I will just go to the product. Okay, I will just open up my profile, a demo profile, and then I will show you out what all things which we need to do. Okay, so I'll just switch my tab. 1 second. Okay, so coming to the profile. Okay, this is the demo, or you can call as a profile, which I have created to present in front of you guys. So I think if you see here, this is the home page of Transact. You have the credentials with you. Once you sign in, once you log in into the Transact, this will be the page which will get open in front of you, which we call as a home page of Transact, or you can call as a landing page of Transact. Okay, here you can see what all things which we can do from home page. First thing which we need to do is we have to upload the company logo here and the details of the company. Okay, this is the first thing which we need to do here on the home page. Okay, and then we have the product video. If you see on the top right corner, okay, there is a product video. So let's say if someone wants to see the demo video in detail, they can come here on the home page, just click on the product video. You will get the product video here. This is a detailed video which you can have a look, okay, if you want to understand the things which are there in the system. Okay, and then if I scroll it down, okay, you will see 2 to 3 different types of tabs here. My modules, explore features, These are the two tabs which is there here in my screen. Okay, so let me show you out what is my modules. So my modules is we have some modules which you can use for lifetime at zero cost. There is no cost, there is no hidden charges, okay, involved in using this modules, which are lifetime free modules. Okay, so as you also know, we have two plans. One is the freemium, second is the premium. So you can, this lifetime free modules comes under the premium plan of Transact. You can use it in the free forever. We have this transaction, quotation, payment, everything. You can use it in free of cost. And then we have some value added features, okay, which come in the paid plan of Transact. So these are the only three modules which will come in the paid plan, which is the production, resource planning, and subcontract. Okay, so and also these modules you can activate in the freemium version also, in case if you want to activate the production, resource planning, and subcontract in the freemium version. So you can do that. The only limitation is you can only create 10 bill of materials in the system if you are a manufacturer. So you will only get an option to create up till 10 bill of materials in the free version of Transact. If you want to go ahead, then you need to go for a paid plan of Transact. Okay, so this was all about the my modules. Okay, and then coming to the explore feature, if I switch my tab to the explore feature, so here we have listed down the list of all the features which are present in the system module wise. Okay, so let's say if you are on Transact and looking for some specific feature, okay, if this feature is present or not, you can come here, you can switch your tab in the explore feature, and you can look out to all the things which are present here. Okay, so let's say for example, I will just give you one example. If you are here and looking for any barcode mechanism is present or not, okay, barcode type inventory, everything, so you can search out here. Okay, let's say for example, I will just search for barcode. So you will see in the inventory module, barcode backtracking is something which is there in the system, and it is activated for my profile, right? So you can come here and you can search out for specific thing which you for which you are here on Transact. Okay, so this was all about the home page. Okay, so coming to the first part of the session for the demo part, which is like purchase and sales documentation, how we can start off our documentation part. But before getting into the documentation, let me show out or how we can create the masters in Transact. So for example, if you go for any new system, be it Transact or any other ERP also, the first thing what we need to do is we have to update the masters in the settings. We have to update our masters, everything we need to set off. Okay, so the first master, which is, if you scroll on the left hand side, you will see the list of all the modules which are present on the Transact. So from where I will just select the settings, I will just click on settings module here. So this is the first master. Settings is the module in which you have to update the details of all our company. Okay, I have to update the details of my company. What is my billing address? What is my delivery location? What are my bank details, payment terms, right? So here I have to update the details of my company. Okay, you will see on the right hand side there are like list of options from where you can select and you have to just feed the data. Okay, so in this way you have to add the basic details of your company here in the settings module. Coming to the second master, okay, which is the buyers and suppliers. Here is a module, buyers and suppliers. Just click on buyers and suppliers. So you will get the list of all the buyers and suppliers which is already present in the system. So here in this masters, you have to update all the data of your buyers and your suppliers. Okay, or you can call as a vendors and customers. Okay, so here in this module, you have to add every single detail. So how you can add a new company, how you can add your buyer and supplier. So if you see on the top right corner, you will get an option of add company. Okay, so just click on add company. You will get two options. You can add a single company one by one, or if you want to upload it in a bulk way, okay, by using Excel, so that option is also there. Okay, so you can upload all this data here in the system in the buyers and suppliers module. Okay, so this is the second module, or this is the second master. Okay, coming to the third and the last master of the system is the inventory. So let's say if you go in the inventory, okay, so if you go in the inventory, so this is the third master where we have to feed the data, where we have to add the data of all our items. Okay, be it raw material, be it consumables, be it finished good, everything. Okay, we have to add here in the inventory. Okay, so here you have, if you see the inventory table, you will see the details of all the items which are already present in the system. Okay, so for example, we have to give the item ID, a specific code or a unique code for every item. Then we have to give the item name, category. Then you will see the current stock unit. Every single detail is there. Okay, Here also, if you want to add a new item, so you will get an option here. A green color button is there on the left hand side. Just click on add item button. You will get two options. You can add a single one by one item, or if you want to add the items in bulk through Excel, okay, we have a specific template for that. If you click on multiple item Excel, you will get an option here to download the Excel template. Okay, so here from here you have to download it. You have to feed the data as per the template, and then you can upload the file. So in one file you can upload a maximum of 500 items, okay, in the Transact in the system. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Now audible.
Okay, 1 second, I think. Okay, am I audible?
Yes,
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Now you are audible. Please go ahead.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah. So in this way, you have to upload all the data here into this inventory module. So this was all about the masters part, where we have to add the detail before getting into the transactional thing, or before starting out the documentation part. Okay, so this was all about the master part. Now let's move to the documentation, how we can start or initiate the documentation part here in the system in Transact. Okay, so for the documentation,
it became activation. Now activation is already 22%. So this part is done. अभी वो निकालने के बाद, वो done करने के बाद.
Sorry, yeah. So here, if we want to start out the documentation, okay, we have two modules. Okay, the documentation is something which is the input to any system. If we start creating the documentation, then we can go and we can check out the reports and dashboard for all those things, right? So for this to start the documentation, we have this two module. One is the transaction and one is the quotation. So let's say if you create the sales quotation, or if you send an inquiry of your new product to your vendors, then this module will help you out in sending the quotations of sales quotation and the request for quotation. So let me show out, let me start one transaction. Let me give you the detail what all things which are present here in the quotations module. Okay, so if I click on the quotations, the landing page will show you the list of all the sales quotation which we have already created in the system. Okay, you will see the list of all the quotation which is sales quotation created in the system. Okay, and then we have here the filters from where you can select your request for quotation also. Okay, and then the conversion status. So let's say, for example, if you want to see all the quotations which are not converted to an order, okay, the ultimate goal of sending the quotation is to convert into a real order. Okay, this will be the ultimate goal, right? You send the quotation to get an order. So here, if you want to see this data, what all quotations are there which are not converted into an order, you can select the filter here. Okay, so this quotation module will help you out to track all these things also. Okay, this is the pending OC. That means these are the list of all the quotations which are not converted to an order confirmation. Okay, same thing if you select and click on converted to OC, so it will give you the details, the list of all the quotations which are converted into your order confirmation. Okay, so from here you can use out the filter, okay, to check the status of all the quotations. Okay, now how you can initiate a new quotation. Let's say, for example, if you want to send a new sales quotation to your supplier, to your buyer. Okay, so for that, what we need to do is what will be the next plan of action, okay, to send a new quotation. So if you see on the top right corner, there is an option of create document. Just click on create document. You will get two options. Either you can start with sales quotation, or if you are sending an inquiry, which is like for inquiring the new product, then you can go for a request for quotation. Okay, so I will just show you out how to create a sales quotation. Okay, let me click on sales quotation. The first thing, the system will ask you to add the details of your buyer company. Okay, who is the buyer to whom I am sending the quotation? Here I have to select my buyer. Okay, so let's say if the details are added in my master, in the buyers and suppliers, you can search out here, you can call out your buyer from his select buyer company. Or let's say if there is a new buyer, okay, if there is a new buyer, so you will also get an option here to add a new company. So both the options are there. For now, let's say I'm just selecting here JP Enterprises is one of my buyer to whom I'm creating this quotation. Okay, so once I click on JP Enterprises, the most of the details will get fetched here, will get prefilled here in the format of the quotation. Why these details are getting fetched here? Because we have already added this data. Okay, the buyer's data, the supplier's data, that is my data, is added in the settings. Buyer details is added in the buyers and suppliers, right? So all this data is already present in the master. That is why it is getting fetched. Okay. So this is the importance of creating the masters first. Okay. Once you have all the data, then you can create your document in very less time. Okay. So coming to this primary document details, the quotation number will come here automatically if you have set this in the settings. Okay. And then we have this inquiry number, delivery date. These are some optional field which you, if you want to add these details, so it will help you out. For example, let's say if you put the inquiry number, and if I receive the inquiry through IndiaMart, okay, so if I put this detail here in the inquiry number, I can get the report. Okay, this data will help me out to see the data. Okay, what all inquiries are coming from via IndiaMart, through email, through website, right? So you can check out, okay, which channel is working. Okay, so this is why it is very important to put the inquiry number also. Okay, or let's say if you want to put the inquiry date, let's take yesterday's date. Okay, and then if you have the payment terms, kind attention, these are the fields which you can add. Okay, so why I'm explaining each and every single detail here in the document, in the quotation, because in Transact the document format for every document is same. So if you learn to create one document in the system, you can create any of the document in the system, because the format and the things are very similar. Okay, for every document the details will get changed, but the format will remain same. Okay, the second part of the documentation is the item data. Okay, you have to add the details of an item here. Okay, the item table is there. So if you know the item ID, or if you know the item description, you can call out your product from the master. Okay, or let's say if the product is very new, if that product is not added in the master, it will show you an option of add new item. So you can add a new item from the inventory module, or while creating the document as well. Okay, so for now, let's say let's take an example of globe wall. Globe wall is one of my finished good. So I'm just sending the quotation for this globe wall. Okay, so just click on globe wall, and the rest of the details will get fetched. Okay, because we have already added this data in the masters, that is in code, item ID, the price. Okay, if you want to edit the price, so these all fields are editable fields. Okay, for example, I want to put a code for, let's say, 9,500. Okay, so I can edit the price. Let's take a quantity of 1 pieces. Okay, if you want to add any, if you want to offer any discount on this, so these are some optional column which you can add here. Okay, into your item table: discount, total, tax, delivery date, and comment section. Okay, coming to, if you want to add more data, more than one item, then there's an option to put add item here. Just click on add item. A similar row will get added here, and then you can call out your product through item ID or through item description. Okay, coming to the third part. Okay, so let's say if you see here, the total tax calculation will be done automatically on the basis of your transaction, whether it is intrastate or interstate. All this calculation will be done here automatically. Okay, on the left hand side you will see there are some buttons or the options which are present here. Some are enabled and some are not enabled. Okay, this comment is the disable option. So if you see here, extra charges, we have added extra charges here. So if I unselect this, okay, if I will not select this extra charges, so that extra charges row will get disappeared from the document. So for example, if you want to put any extra charges here, like PNF charges or packing, forwarding, or any transportation charges, so you can add all these charges here into the extra charges option. For example, here in the quotation, I'm adding 200 rupees for the quotation with the tax of, let's say, 12%. Okay, so you can add as many of the extra charge here, okay, into this option. And then we have some attachment additional details. So for example, if you want to add any CAD file, your drawings of the finished good, okay, the CAD files, so anything, okay, you can upload here if you want to send those documents, okay, with the quotation, with the PDF of your quotation. Okay, and then we have this additional detail from where you can select logistic details, terms and condition, bank details. Okay, so all these things can be added, okay, in every document in the system. For example, if I select the terms and condition, if you will see here, a terms and condition block will get added here, and you can select your terms and condition, because I have already added my terms and condition in the settings. If you want to add a new, then there is an option here to add a new as well. Okay, so all these things can be done. And then the last thing is the email preview. So for example, from the system, in the system, if you click on 7 send here for any document, an email will go to your buyer, and automatically the email will shoot from the system with the details of your quotation and the PDF of the quotation. So if you want to see how does the email will look like, okay, when it goes to your buyer, so just click on email preview and you will get the detail of the email, how this email will look like. Okay. And then if you want to change any subject line, the introduction line or the closing line of the email, okay, so you can edit all this detail and just click on OK to save the details and click on save and send to save the quotation in the system, and automatically the email will go to your buyer. Okay. Also, once you save this, you can also share this document, okay, on WhatsApp, okay, to your buyer. So we have this integration also. You can share the document through WhatsApp. So all these things can be done, and this is how the quotation will look like. Okay, you will see the details of buyers, suppliers, the SKU details, the item table, the taxes calculation, and everything. So all these things can be done here. Okay, you will see every single thing. If you want to edit it, if you want to amend the quotation, so all those options are present in the other actions. In any document, if you want to take a next action on the document part, then you will get a button other actions. Okay, and you can print out, you can resend email. If you want to convert this order sales quotation into an order confirmation, so that option is also there. Okay, you can cancel, you can amend, you can copy. So all these things are present here in the system. If I show you how it looks like on the quotation dashboard, so this is how it will look like. Let's, for example, I'll just select all here. So you will see here, okay, JP Enterprises via IndiaMart we have created of 11,434, and the date is 23rd, which is today's date. So this will come in the dashboard. Okay, and you can convert this into an order confirmation directly from here. Okay, so all these things are present here in the system. Okay, so coming to the transactional thing. Okay, so this is how we can initiate your quotations part. Okay, now coming to the transaction, what all things you can do from transaction. Let's say if you are not creating the quotation, if you directly send a order confirmation or acknowledgement to your client, or if you directly create a purchase order, not going for RFQ, if you directly raise a purchase order in the purchase transaction, so all those things are present here in the transaction module. Okay, if you see here in this transaction module, the landing page of the transaction is the dashboard of transaction, from where you can see all the details. You will get the details for every single purchase and sales transaction, okay, in the system. Okay, this is what I was telling earlier in the session. Okay, this is the biggest problem which we have seen in the SMEs of India. The transaction, the documents are not streamlined. Documentation, the documents, all the documents are not on the same page. Okay, not in a single platform. So from here in Transact, you can see all your purchase and sales documentation on a single window. Okay, so you will get every single detail with who is the company, what was my transaction name, document number, good status. If you want to enable the invoice status, so all these things can be done here. You will see the good status as well as the invoice status for all the documentation. Okay. Now coming to how I can initiate my new transaction, how I can create a purchase orders, how I can create an order confirmation, right? So here also, if you see, there is an option of create document on the top right corner. Okay, just click on create document. You will get the list of all the documents which you can create, okay, which you can start from here in the transaction module. Okay, so we have purchase order, we have service order. In case if you are in the service industry, so that this option will be useful for you to create a service order. We have the order confirmation. That what does this order confirmation means is, okay, when your client gives you a PO, okay, when your buyer gives you a PO, you have to confirm it. Okay, or you can call it a sales order. You book a sales order, right? So we have named this terminology as an order confirmation in the system. We have the service confirmation, then we have a direct invoice. Let's say if you directly want to create an invoice, not going for order confirmation, prefer my invoice. If you directly want to create an invoice, so that option is also there. Okay, and then we have this ad hoc invoice, which is mainly used in the retail purpose or B2C invoice. So all this documentation you can initiate here. You can start every single thing here on this transaction dashboard. Okay, so I will not go in very detail for each and every flow. Okay, if you want to see the purchase flow, if you want to see the sales flow in detail, you can reach out to us. You can raise a chat from your profile, or you can go in the knowledge center, which I'm going to explain in the later session, okay, in the session. So you can go and check every single thing which is there in detail. Okay, but let me show out how this transaction looks like. Okay, what is the benefit of creating the transactions from here, how my transaction will look like. Okay, so let me open one of my purchase transaction and one of my sales transaction. I will open up two individual transactions and I will just explain you out how things will look like in the system. Okay, so for example, here I will just open up one I'm just opening this sales transaction, and let me open this purchase transaction. So let me show you out. The first thing is the purchase transactions. Okay, yeah. So if you see here, okay, this is the transaction timeline where the initiator document PO, you will get an option there in the create document from where you can create your PO. The format of document will be same. You have to add the supplier data, item data, other details, and just click on save. Done. Okay, these are the three things. Once you create the PO, this is how the timeline will get created for every single transaction. Okay, and in this timeline, you will see this data. Okay, the PO, and against the PO, okay, when the supplier will send you the material, then you have to create the inward, GRN, invoice. All these things are there, right? Against the PO. In normal case of the purchase, we have this three documents, right? Inward, GRN, and invoice. Okay. So you will get the detail, you will get an option here to create the document against the PO in this transaction timeline. If you see on the right hand side, there are three list buttons, which is blue color, yellow color, and red color button are there, right? Create document, transaction tags, and cancel transaction. So if I click on create document, you will get the list of all the documents which you can create here, okay, against the PO. You can create inward, tax invoice, you can punch pro forma, you can punch receipt voucher, you can return the material if in any cases of defect or rejection, right? So all these things are present here. And this is how the transaction timeline looks like. You have created the PO, against the PO, you have created the inward, and once you create the inward in the system, automatically the stock in the inventory will get added. Okay. So here we need to understand this thing also. Inventory in Transact is linked with the documentation. So once you create the inward, once the something is getting added in the inventory, the stock will go up. Same thing is there in the invoice also. If you are dispatching something, if you are selling out something, okay, from the inventory, once you create an invoice, the stock will get reduced from the inventory. Okay, so here in Transact, the inventory is linked with the documentation. That is why documentation creation is a very important thing, right? To manage the inventory. Okay, so you will see the inward, the GRN, the invoices. Okay, and once you create the invoice, you will also see the payable in the payments module. Okay, what are my payable? This is also an important thing to track as a business owner. You always want to see the receivable amount and the payable amount, the paid amount, the received amount. Okay, this is also a very critical thing as a business owner. So once you punch the invoice of the purchase, you will get this data in the payments module here. Okay, same thing if I switch to my sales transaction. So this is how my sales transaction looks like. Okay, you will get an option to create the OC from the transaction dashboard, and against the OC in the create document, you can create tax invoice, you can create pro forma invoice, you can create a receipt voucher. Receipt voucher as in like when you take an advance from your buyers, right? Okay, so in that case we have to create receipt voucher, and then we have this delivery challan also. So here in this transactions, I have created a order confirmation, a pro forma invoice, and the sales invoice. And against my sales invoice, the inventory will get reduced automatically, and I have logged the payment also. Okay, so once you create the invoice, you will see the receivable in the payment section, and you can log the payment from that. Okay, so all these things can be done. There are like a lot of features which are also present in the transaction timeline, which you can explore at your end, or once you watch that video, purchase plan sales flow, you will get to know what all things which are present here in the documentation. So yeah, this was all about the documentation, how you can start, what all things which we can get from the documentation, and what will be the format for any document. Okay, the format is very much same as I have seen, as we have seen in the quotation, sales quotation, right? So this was all about the transactional thing. Okay, transaction documentation. Coming to the payments, I will just show you the glimpse of the payment module. So if I click on the payment module, so this is how it looks like. Okay, you will see the receivable amount, you will see the payable amount, or overdue receivable, overdue payable based on the payment due date. You will get all this data. Okay, and if you select the status here, if you click on this drop down, if you want to see the received amount, the paid amount, the payable section, all these things you can track here. You can see this data here. Okay, so for example, how I can move my this data from receivable to received section. So if you see here, I'm getting 3 entries, right? GP Enterprises, the invoice is of rupees 3,540. So for example, if my client gives me this amount, I have to log the payment from here. Okay, so how I can log the payment? Just click on the GP Enterprise here, and you will get an option here on the top right corner of log payment. So once you click on log payment, you have to just add the details, which is the payment date, which is mandatory. the payment account, you have to select the accounts in which the payment is reflected. For example, here I'm taking State Bank of India. You can select the payment mode, reference number, comments, and just click on log payment. So once you are done with these steps, okay, now if you will see here, there are only two entries. Okay, so one of my entries from the receivable will get transferred into the received section. That means that we have logged the payment of 3,540. So this is my received amount. So all these things you can track. Okay, you can see you will also get the company ledger. You can download the ledgers, payment received. So all these things you will get here in the payment section as well. Okay, so yeah, so coming to the second part of this video or the session is the inventory management, how I can manage my inventory. Okay, so as I have already mentioned here in the inventory module, okay, so the inventory is linked with the documentation. So if something is going out, if something is coming in, with the help of documentation, the inventory will get automatically get reduced or will get added here. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, okay, sorry. So you will see here every single thing. You will see the current stock in on the page of the inventory. The stock value is showing. Okay, it will automatically calculate on the basis of your FIFO, first in first out. You will see the low stock, high stock, okay, excess stock. So how this is coming? So if you see, there is an option to put the minimum and the maximum stock level for every item. Okay, so if you set a minimum stock level, this is also an important thing. Okay, if you want to manage the inventory, so this will be a very important thing to track. Okay, this will be a very important thing to add, which is the minimum stock level of item. Okay, so once you add the detail of the minimum stock level, so you will see when the stock will go below minimum stock level, it will come here in the low stock. Okay, so you can just click on the low stock here and you will see the list of only the low stocks items. That means that now I have to procure this. I want to purchase this material so that the requirements will get matched, right? It will reach to my minimum stock level. So you can track out all these things. Okay, and then as I have mentioned, the documentation part, right? Now let's say if you are a manufacturing client, okay, if you are a manufacturer, so once you purchase the material, you consume the same in the production. Okay, ideally what happens in the production is, okay, when some raw materials you purchase, so you consume it in the production. In the production, you add the finished good, and that finished good we sell out in the market, right? So here, if we are using the premium version of Transact, okay, so I'm not using the production, I'm not creating the bomb, I'm not using anything in the production, right? So how I can manage my inventory, okay, in the premium version of Transact? So it's very simple to manage it, because once you start creating the purchase transaction, the raw material will get added automatically in the stock. Now how I can consume that, okay, how I can consume the same in the production? So for that, we have this option of update stock. Okay, so if you click on update stock here, you will get two options. Either you can add the stock manually or you can reduce the stock. Okay, so for example, let's say in my production, in today's production, I have consumed some lot, let's say 5 to 6 raw materials. Okay, okay, the store person have the idea, right, about all raw materials are getting used today in today's production. Okay, so what the store person needs to do is, okay, he have to pass one simple entry here to reduce the stock. Okay, so if I click on reduce stock, you will get an option here to add the item, to select the item. Okay, so you can do it in two ways. You can select one by one here, or if you have a large set of data, okay, which is getting used in the production, then you can download the template of Excel, just feed the data and upload it. Both options are here, both the options are present. Okay, so let me select the item name here. For example, let's say this is one of my item, which is gasket. Okay, this is one of my raw material, let's say gasket. The current quantity is 2084 in my stock, but let's say I have used 500 pieces of gasket or 500 numbers of gasket in today's production. Okay, so I have to just select this quantity, change by 500. Okay, you can select the adjustment type as the production and just put the data. Okay, just put the order number, work order number here in the comment. For example, here I'm, let's say, work order number 896. I'm using the gasket 500 numbers, or I have used 500 numbers of gasket in work order number 896. So you have to just pass this entry. You can add as many of the item if you want. Okay, and just click on save. Okay, once you add all the data, just click on save here. Okay, so my gasket will get reduced from 500 numbers. Okay, so let me show you out. Okay, for example, here I will just go and search out for the gasket. The previous quantity was 2084. If you see, the current stock is 1584. That means the gasket is reduced by 500 pieces. Okay. Now let's say if I want to check the history. Okay, let me show you out the one feature which is very important for any SMEs to track the history of an item. So let's say if I click on gasket here, so it will give me the detail. Okay, I will see the each and every detail of the gasket, and if you scroll it down, you will see the inventory history for every single item in the inventory. Okay, you will get the data here. Okay, so you will see who has changed the stock, when it has been changed, okay, by through which document it has changed. Every single detail will get captured here. Okay, so if you see here, the first entry is about the manual adjustment, today's date. Okay, adjustment number is there. The previous quantity was 2084 and we have reduced it by 500. So it will show you as 1584. The price will come automatically. And in the comment, you will see again, we have used this in the production of work order number 896. Okay. Same thing will come in the report also. So for example, if you want to generate the report and if you want to see what all raw materials are we have used in the work order number 896, so I can easily generate the report with the help of this work order number 896. So that all things can be done. Okay, we have a separate report in the report section called as stock adjustment, from where you will get the details of each and everything. Similarly, let's say if you are adding any stock, okay, in the work order number 896, let's say this is the finished good. I have added a finished good by using the raw materials. So the same process is there, but here we have to just go here in the add stock. Okay, and I can add my finished good here in the inventory, and then I can sell out in the market through the invoice or challan. I can send out the material, right? So this is the way of reducing the raw material against the production and adding the finished good from the production. Okay, through this update stock button or and manual adjustment. Okay, this is we have to use when we are using the premium version of Transact. But when we go for a premium version, when we start using the production, when we start creating the bill of material, then this process will get streamlined. This process of reducing the raw material and adding the finished good will be done automatically. Okay, you have to just simply select one or two steps and then it is done. Okay, but again, let me mention here, okay, if you are using premium, okay, free version of Transact, then this is the process of reducing the raw material, adding the finished good. Okay, so this is how you can maintain the inventory, manage the inventory part here in the system. Okay, and the third part of the session, let me show you the quickly about the dashboard part, right? So let's say if we are taking any system, okay, so we expect the better output. Okay, okay, so for the output part, for the reports and dashboard part, we have two modules present in the system. One is the business intelligence. So if I click on business intelligence, it will give you the details, okay, in the form of graphs and pie charts. Okay, so here you will get the details of every single documentation part in graph and pie chart. So if you see on the top right corner quickly, here we have 6 tabs: sales order, sales invoices, purchases, quotation, accounts, and inventory. Okay, I will just explain you out each and everything. So first thing is the sales order. The data here will get fetched from the order confirmation. Okay, you will see the total sales month on month wise. You have the option to select the filter also. So month on month sales is for, you can see here the region wise, the customer wise, the product wise pie chart is there. So you can see the top customers, okay, the top product which you are selling in the market, okay, the top states. Okay, so all these things you can track here. Okay, month on month growth rate, total sales. So all these matrices you will get automatically here in the dashboard. And then we have these 3 cards present here: orders due today, orders even next 7 days, and orders which are already overdue. So here how these cards will help you out. Okay, so for example, if you want to see the orders, okay, or the material which are going to get delivered today, okay, so here this data will come in the orders due today. Same thing if something is going in the next 7 days, so you will get this data in the next 7 days card. Or the orders overdue. So for example, as a business owner, you want to see what are all my orders on which we are already delay. Okay, we are running delay, we have not delivered the material as per the delivery date of order. So you will see the number of orders are 8 and the value is 1.29 CR. So for example, if you want to deep dive in this, if you want to look this card in details, just click on the view details option here and you will get the data in the detailed manner. Okay, every single detail will come here. Who is my customer? What are the products? What is the order quantity rate? Okay, what is the stock, and you can see all this single detail. You will get a lot of data here to play out, to work around. Okay, you can also download this, and you can just send this detail, send this report to your production and the sales person, why we are delay on this part, right? So this will help you out to see each and everything. Okay, then coming to the business intelligence, we have the sales invoice. The details will get fetched. The rest of the details are same. Only the difference is the details will get fetched from the sales invoice. Okay, not from the sales order, but the sales invoice. Then we have the purchases. The same details are there. You can see the top suppliers, the top products which you buy, month on month purchase, product wise, right? Every single detail is same. The details will get fetched here from the purchase orders. Okay, orders given next 7 days. Here, this is the card which is like which is mainly which is the most used card. Okay, orders given next 7 days. Okay, this because on the purchase your production is planned, right? And then we have these quotations here. So here in the quotations, you will see 2 to 3 important matrices. One is the conversion rate. What is your quotation to order conversion ratio? Okay, so you can see all this data here, month on month conversion versus quoted value, customer wise, product wise, breakup wise. So you can see all this data. Okay, then we have these 2 cards from where you can see follow up from last 7 days, follow up from last 30 days. Okay, so you can see due details to check the data in detailed manner. And then we have this account section as well. Okay, so as I've mentioned, okay, this is an important thing to track. What are your payables? What are your receivable? Month on month payable, month on month receivable. So all these things you will get here in this graph. Okay, every single detail you will see here in this graph or in this pie chart. Okay, and then the last part is the inventory dashboard. Okay, so here in the inventory dashboard, you will see the top 2 to 3 things which is there. Okay, number one is the stock valuation, top selling item, top buying items, what are your low stocks, reorder level items, optimum stock. Okay, and then we have the filters also in stock valuation. If you want to see the stock valuation by average price, just select average price. If you want to see it by category type, you can just select the filter and you can see all this data. And then we have this top selling items, top buying items, low stock, high stock. So all these things are present here in the system. Okay, and then if you want to see this data in a detailed manner, so we have this module called as the reports. Okay, so this is the last part of the session, is the report section. So we have categorized the reports we have total of 65 different types of reports. Some are sales, some are purchases, products, production, store quality. So we have categorized some of the mainly the report section here into module wise or the department wise, you can say, right? So let me show you out the sales invoice report. Okay, I will not go in every single report, but how we can generate the report. For example, if you want to see the invoices which are created in the system, so we have 2 reports. One is sales invoice and second is the sales invoice register item wise. So for example, if I click on item wise here, I will get this modal. Okay, from where I can select from to date, creation from and to date. All these things I can select here. Or let's say if I want to see all the data, okay, just click on generate report. It will give me the list of all the invoices which we have created in the system till now. Okay, and then you will get the lot of headers. Okay, in the report, you will see each and every single detail in the report. Every single detail is present. Okay, now I will just show you how 2 features. One is, okay, the headers are in your control. If you don't want to see this document status in the report, just untick this. That will get disabled. That will not it will not appear in the report. And the second thing is, we use pivot table to analyze the data in a summary, right? So we have this grouping of data. So just select group data and select the column here, groupable column. Just like we select the rows and columns, right, in pivot. For example, if I want to see this data on a monthly basis, invoices data, so the total data will get reallocate. Okay, will get allocated on the basis of my month on month wise. In the month of June, this is the sales. In the month of July, the sales was 0. In the month of August, this was the sale, right? Every single detail you can track here in this report. You can download this. You have this data. You have this option to download all the reports in Excel. So yeah, this was all about the session. I have covered 2 to 3 parts mainly. One is how to create masters. Second is how to initiate your transactions or the documentation part. Number 3 is how you can manage your inventory. And number 4 is how you can see the output. Rest of all the things are there in the system. We have a lot of things which are there in the system which you can explore or you can connect with us. Okay, in case if you have any doubt. So yeah, so coming to the deck which we have created. So we have completed this session, right? I have shown you out these 3 things, right? coming to the next part, which is the query discussion. So yes, if you guys have any, I think I have got two chats mainly, and then we'll come to the queries which we have, which you guys have already mentioned while registration. Okay, so where to see modules available? How we can we arrange the item fields? Okay, so want to see where to see modules available? So yes, on the home page only. If you go and visit on the home page, you will see the list of all the modules here. Okay, these are the only modules which are present on Transact. If let's say if one of the module is not activated for you, okay, you can just click here, okay, on the module, and you will get an option here to activate. If that is not activated for you, you will get a green color button here, okay, beside the open to activate the module. Okay, so these are the list of module from where you can see each and everything. How can we rearrange the item fields? Saurabh, can you please explain me exactly what is this issue? How can we rearrange the item fields? So it will be easy for me to answer your question. Can we add a new item ID while preparing quotation? Yes, Gautam. Yes, Mr. Gautam. Yes, you can create, as I have already mentioned in the session also. Okay, in the quotations, while creating the quotations, if the item is not there, it will show you. For example, let me show you out. Okay. For example, let's say I'm creating a quotation here. Okay, and if I am selecting any of the product, okay, and if that item is not present in the master, you will get an option here to add a new item. Okay, so you can add an item here, and then you can fetch that product in the quotation. I hope I answered your question. Can you show me a module to import? So no, Lalit, there is no option to import the PO in bulk in Transact. Okay, you have to add every single PO by coming to this transaction module, click on create document and create on PO. There is no option to add the PO in bulk in Transact for as of now. Okay, so I think I have the chat. Can you add one item code? I have already shown, Gautam. Okay, I think you have joined late. I have already mentioned, I have already covered how to create a new quotation. Let me show you out. For example, if you want to see for coming to the quotation here. Okay, so I can create a document. Let's say sales quotation. So if the item is not present here, okay, I can add an item here. Let's say, for example, I'll just put a random thing, add new item. Okay, and then you can select the item here. Let's say, okay, SQ00123. Okay, this is one of my. Let's say I will just add MS plate. One is one of my item. Okay, product. Let's say cell. I will just click on save here. Unit of measurement is, let's say, in meters. I will just save here. Okay, and once you add the item, then you can select the same item here, SQ00133 MS plate. This is how you can add a new item while creating the quotation, and the same can be fetched in the quotation. Is there a separate login? Yes, Rahul, Mr. Rahul, you have to create, if you want to track out, if you have the individual email for sales department, if you have an individual user for purchase department, then you have to create users in the system, okay, with their email IDs. Okay, so to add a new user, just go to the home page here. On the home page, on the top right, if you see on the top right corner, invite team member option is there. So just click on invite team member, add a first name of that person, add a last name, add an email ID, select the team, and just invite the team member. Okay, so yes, you have to add both the users, purchase and sales, separately. If you want to track the things, right? Okay, who has created this document? If you don't want that tracking, then you can ask them to use only one email ID. That is up to you. But my suggestion is to create multiple users. If you have one salesperson, one purchase person, we have two ID for each item. Is it possible in Transact? So yeah, what you can do here is, see, one is the item ID. Okay, this should be unique for every item. That is something. Okay, if you have a multiple, if you have another ID also, okay, so what you can do is you can add here in the drawing number or counterparty code. Okay, if you want to track out this information on this table, and the same fields can be fetched. Okay, or let's say if you want to add a one field, okay, one flex field, or let's say one additional field in the inventory, so that option is also there. You can go to the settings, you can add a field, a new field in the inventory. Okay, item ID 2. Okay, just name it as an item ID 2. But the limitation or the drawback is okay, that item ID 2 will not be present on this table. It will come here in the item or let's say if you click on this item, it will come here in the item details. Just like if you see here, I have added two fields called as specification and generic name. These are the two additional fields which we have added from the settings in the inventory. But this specification and generic name will not get fetched here on the item table. This is the fixed item table. Okay, but if you want to add one more item ID, you can do that, but that will come here in the item detail. And also you can fetch in the product, sorry, in the documents. That option is there. You can fetch out in the documents. But Project, how we can proceed for the same? You don't have any inventory. No, Rahul. So let's say if you want to procure, okay, then you have to add the details in the inventory. You cannot directly create a PO without adding an item in the master. Okay. So the first option is to create the master, add the item in the inventory, and then only you will get an option. You will get an option to select that item while creating the purchase order. So let's say if you work on the project basis, every time the item will get changed, so you have to upload it. Okay, for every single time if the product is going to be changed, then you have to upload the data here in the system, and then only you can create a purchase order. Yeah. So coming to the PPT part, so the queries which you have mentioned while registration, so I have categorized into three different parts. One is the demo related queries, where we have some questions, one-time fully elaboration of the system, which I have already mentioned, how we can initiate. Second is the required inventory management software that can integrate with Tally and Excel. So yes, I have already shown you the inventory management, how we can do that. And yes, we have this integration with Tally also. So for example, if you are using Tally for the accounting, so you can migrate all your data, be it purchase, sales, invoices, credit note, debit note, journal entries, right? So all this data you can migrate, you can transfer from Transact to Tally. But let me tell you out, the integration is one-way integration. You cannot transfer the data from Tally to Transact. The integration is only from Transact to Tally. And the integration with Excel, so integration as in like whatever the report you will generate here, okay, in Transact, you can download in Excel. There is no a direct integration, okay, you can download in Excel, okay. Number two is the inventory management and the transaction related queries. So here we have one query, item created in service category but cannot fetch it when trying to fetch while creating quotation. So let me tell you, we don't have an option to create a quotation for services. Okay, so this is the one thing which is not there in the system as of now. Okay, so for example, if you want to create a quotation for service, then you have to add that service as an item only. Then and only you can fetch out that product in the sales quotation. Okay, if you add it in the service, then it won't come in the sales quotation. Okay. Then second is how to define the selling prices in Transact. Okay, so this is one of the questions which I have got of multiple times. How we can use or how we can define both the prices, be it purchase and selling prices in Transact. Okay, so let me show you out. So coming to the inventory. Okay, so in the inventory you have this price column, right? Where we have a one column which is price, okay, from where we have to add either purchase or sales. But here what we need to do is, okay, here in the price section we have to add the selling price of our item, because we will not compromise on our selling price, right? So we have to fix the selling price. If we have a price, okay, in which you sell out the product to the market, then you have to add the selling price here in the system, okay, in the inventory. But how we can add a purchase price, okay, with respect to the vendor? Okay, so for that they have this option in the actions button on the right hand side. There's an action button. Just click on action, you will see a vendor mapping option is there. Okay, so if you click on vendor mapping here, so you will get an option here to select the vendor, to select the item, and to select the price. You can fix out your prices with respect to your vendors. Let's say if you have one product, you buy it from one vendor, so you can fix the price. This is my purchase price. Okay, and to update this also, we have this option to do it in a bulk way. Okay, so you have to upload it in the Excel only. Okay, you have to just give the rate, you have to give the details of an supplier, and then you can add. So what will be the benefit of using this? Okay, vendor mapping. So for example, if I am creating a purchase order for this Infinity Paints Limited, and if I select the gray pen, automatically this 1200 rupees will get fetched. Okay, for example, I sell this gray pen on, let's say, 1500 by adding my profit margin, but I buy it in 1200 rupees, right? So I have to fix the price here, so it will be useful while creating the purchase order in the system. Okay. Then third is the invoice date changing. So I'm so sorry, we don't have this option to edit the invoice date once it is saved in the system. Okay, so because the system is bound with the GST, Indian GST laws, right? We have e-invoices and every single thing, right? So we don't have this option to edit the invoice date once it is saved in the system. You have to cancel it, and then you have to create a new invoice in the system, because in the GST we also have this option to show all our cancelled invoices also, right? We have to show our cancelled invoices. Okay, that is why this option is not there in the system. How to add team members, create branches, and other service businesses, right? So as I've already shown you how to add a team members, there is an option on the home page from where you can add your team members. Create branches. So yes, so let me tell you out. So if you have a same company with different locations, then those locations can be added in the settings. Okay, if we have two warehouses, one in Mumbai, one in Pune, right? So that can be done. You can add the multiple warehouses, multiple go downs in one profile. But let's say if you have two separate companies, one is, let's say, FCB Technologies with the name, and second is, let's say, FCB Technologies Private Limited, then these are the two separate companies with two separate names, right? So this will not be done in the system. You have to create then two separate profile to maintain all your business. Okay, if you have the one company with multiple locations, then that can be done in the system. You have to just go to the settings and just add the locations. Okay, and the next question is, we have to issue the material to one party several times after finishing job. We require single bill of all material. Okay, so here in this case, what you can do is, okay, you can send out the material through delivery challan. Okay, let's say, because if you are sending out something, then the delivery challan or the invoice should be the legal document. Okay, either you have invoices, or you should have the delivery challan. Okay, so what you can do here in this case is, you can send out the material, okay, through delivery challan, and then finally you can create a single bill of all the materials which you have already transferred or what you have already dispatched, okay, to one buyer or to one party. Okay, so in this way you can like sort out this issue. Just create the challans and you are dispatching one, two material, five material, right? And after completing the total dispatch, you can create a one invoice, okay, to bill that party. So that can be done against the order confirmation. Okay, automatic email to vendor post PO approval. So yes, this is there. Once you click on save and send, or once you send the PO, okay, from the system, and automatically the email will go to your vendor. This is like a by default present in the system. The last question is on the inventory is, vendor invoice upload and delivery challan, warranty document upload, digital signature, vendor management. So I think a lot of things I have already covered in the session. Vendor invoice upload, which will be present in the purchase transaction against the PO. You will get an option to create the invoice. Okay, you will get an option to create a challan, which is purchase return. Warranty document upload. This is something we don't have a format or template to create this document, warranty document, right? But yes, let's say if you are creating the warranty document internally on Excel or in any other document, then you can upload it into your transactions timeline. There is an option to upload the documents in the transaction timeline. So that can be done. You can upload the documents. Okay. And then we have this digital signature, vendor management. I have already shown you the vendor management part, right? Digital signature is something, yes, you can add the signatory, authorized signatory of yours in the profile. Okay. So for that, what you can do is just go to the module, just click on edit profile here. Okay, on the right hand side on your profile, just click on edit profile, and in the edit profile, in the personal document, okay, you can add the signature here. Okay, you will get an option here to select an image. So you can select the image here, okay, and then that particular signature will come on every document on the system. Okay. And then the last question of the session was okay, how sub-assembly small bomb work order. So this is again related to the production. Okay. So yes, these all things are there. Okay. So let's say, for example, if you want to explore these things, okay, if you have any specific doubt, you can ask. But if you only want to know, okay, what this feature is there or not in the system, so yes, this is there. If I go to the my transaction screen, so there is a module called as production. Okay, you can activate this in your free trial. Okay, and you will get the details here of adding a new bill of material. You will see the bill of material repository or the list of all the bombs which we have created. You will see a tab here, work orders. So you will get the details of each and every single work order or the orders which you have created in the system, from where you can start out your production. So every single thing is there. Okay, if you have a specific doubt, just let me know. Okay, or you can just raise a chat. Okay, or we will connect on one-on-one discussion to discuss the doubts of production if you have any. Okay, so that is there in the system. Yes, it is there. Okay, so yeah, coming to the third is the open discussion. So yes, if you have any doubt, please guys let me know. Okay, you can unmute yourself and please.
Sir, can you please elaborate
Yeah.
production module
Sorry?
in full? Can you please elaborate on production module in full manner? Like all the
I'm so
tabs and
sorry,
everything.
Nareshji. I think I won't be able to elaborate the full production module here in the session today. Okay.
Okay.
If you want
Okay.
it, okay, what I'll do is, okay, I will just share you the link. Okay, from where you
Mhm.
can connect with me over a video call on one-on-one session to discuss the doubts of the production. Okay.
Okay.
First thing is, what I'll do is I have the recorded videos of all the production things. What all things which are there in the system. I have the videos recorded with me. I will send out to you. Just have a look at all the videos and mention all the doubts. Okay, just make a list of all the doubts. Okay, these are the doubts we have in the production. We will connect on a one-on-one video call. Okay, to discuss those doubts. Because see, for
Okay.
every single company, the production runs very differently. Okay,
Right.
so I
Yeah.
have to understand the process of yours, and then I can be in that position to give you a perfect answer. Right? Okay, how we can solve your problem in the production. But the
Okay.
documentation, as I have already mentioned, these things, the documentation, the inventory, these are the common things in every company, right?
Mhm.
So what I'll do is I will send out the videos to you, and then we can connect over a call to discuss all those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shabirji,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shabirji, Rajendra here.
Yeah.
Rajendra here. See, can you send me the link also for the video call, because I have the specific doubts which need
Okay.
to be discussed with you, because we are stuck up from last 8 days regarding the transact. So
Okay.
please give me the time and send the link. Okay. So
Okay.
I will.
So is there any
I will
specific
able to.
is there a specific issue on which you have like stuck, or if anything?
See, what you tell me na the delivery channel,
Hmm.
then the separate delivery channel and prepare the invoice. I want to understand that, and I want to understand how the final billing will go, because in short, I will tell my business details. We have the automobile facility where we are the modifying the vehicles. Okay.
Okay.
So from chassis, we are building like the vanity van of the Flipstar, like that business we are doing. So we are consuming steel, then other material, glass material, and the work will be for 2 to 3 months. It will go. So
Okay.
daily I am issuing the parts to that vehicle. So I need to understand how the process will be and how I will get the invoice, because
No issues.
in
So I got your point, I think. And so let me figure out, okay, what I'll do is, so I will just see after this session, I think in an hour, or let's say by early tomorrow morning, you will get the links
okay,
with a very detailed manner of this, the recordings of the session, every single thing. Okay.
okay,
So you will get
yeah,
an option, you will get a link to schedule a one-on-one call with me to discuss your specific doubts in terms of like process mapping. See, one thing is there, the session is very generic, okay, here. So if you have any
yes,
specific
right,
doubt, I can mention all those things. But let's say if you want to understand the mapping of the process, okay, this is my process, and want to understand how these things can be done on your system, right? So for
yeah,
that, we will connect, okay, on a video call, and I will just guide you out how you can proceed further and how we can solve out those things, right? So you will get the link.
Okay.
I will definitely share the link by tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning.
No issues.
Yeah, hi.
Thank you.
Hi, hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Hi, I have a doubt. Actually,
Yeah.
what we do is actually, for example, we supplying a material for an hospital, for say example hospital. So the
Mhm.
room number will be changed, but the material what we are going to supply will not be changed. What the customer will ask is they will not ask for a total number of machines. Okay, sometimes some one or
याला
two
विचार
rooms
ना,
the machines may be refer.
दीपकला
Mhm.
फोन करून ड्रायव्हरचा नंबर आलाय का?
Take second, one second. I think I will ask mute Rajendra ji. Yeah, please go ahead.
So in an hospital, there will be several rooms, say 50 rooms. So in those 50 rooms, maybe we will be supplying the same material for the 40 rooms. The 10 rooms, there will be different material. So when we are building it, the customer will ask us for each and room specification for the material. Same material, maybe they don't need the 40 material in the same item code. So for example, we need room 1, we need this item. Room 2, the same item maybe. So we
So
want
you
to
add
classify
two different. So let's say if you have a same item and you are delivering it in the 40 different rooms. Okay, the quantity
Yes,
is
correct.
different. Let's say for one single item. So
Yes.
how you bill? Like you bill in a one item and just put the all sum of all the quantities, or you put a single different entry.
Single different entry.
Okay, and you put it. Okay, this is the quantity, and you will just add the comment in the room number. Like say XYZ in the room
Correct,
number ABC.
correct.
Right. So that can be
Correct.
done in the system while creating the invoice. You can do all those things. So,
But
for
I have seen
example,
your invoices. No.
hmm,
I have not seen any the duplication of the item code. That's what
I
I'm
will show
asking
you
you.
out. Okay, let me come to the, for example, let me come to the transaction here. For example, I'm creating a new sales invoice here, direct invoice. Okay. So let's say this is one of my finished good, which is Global, right? For example.
Okay.
Okay. Global. Let's say 2 pieces. Okay. I will just put out the comment here. Let's say room number 702. Okay. Add
Okay.
item. Global. 4 pieces. Room number 703. Like this, you can add as many of the item. Let me show you out how it look like. Okay. Let's say 30. Okay. Let's put out this. This is how it will look like. Global, 2 pieces, room number 702. Same item,
Okay.
4 pieces, room number 703. And total quantity, it will also show you total quantity. Total is just 6 pieces.
Okay.
Okay, so this can be done on the system.
And one more thing, the same way, for example, we have several, the same hospital, they have several branches. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you're going to build to the
Mm.
different names, actually, different areas, but the name
Right.
will be the same. For example, if I'm sending to some like Rajesh, okay,
Mm.
there will be several Rajesh will be there. So when
I
we are
understand. I
creating
got your point.
master,
So to map this, what we need to do is just go to the buyer suppliers module. Okay.
okay,
So let's say if you have the name of hospital, let's say this Aksharya Automobiles is one of my hospital. Okay, and I
Okay.
have 5 different location of Aksharya Automobiles. One is in Mumbai, one is in, let's say, in the Mumbai we have in Borivali, in Andheri, in, let's say, Kolaba. We have 3 branches.
Mm.
Okay, so just edit it. Okay, what we need to do is we have to add the delivery locations here, multiple delivery location of that hospitals. Okay,
okay,
so here it is only one. I have added only one. I can add as many as I want. Address name, address and one. Okay, so that while creating the invoice, you will get an option to select the delivery location of that hospital.
okay,
You will get a drop down there. Okay, on which
Okay,
location
okay.
I want to like transfer out this material.
okay. When you're taking the report, it will be showing separately as per the area, correct?
Yes. It can be done.
Okay.
Every single thing will be done. You will see the area, the state, and everything in the report.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Shabib.
Hello. Yes.
Shabib, we are basically project-based industry, and
Okay.
below BOM preparation is prepared by design department,
Okay.
and BOM will be handed over to purchase department,
Okay.
and purchase will take over of vendor.
Right.
As I asked you earlier, that each item will get different project to project, so we can't make an inventory list.
See, one thing is there. If even if you want to create the bill of material in the system for every new project, the bill of material will be different, right?
Yes, yes.
So you will not get an option to add a item in the bill of material if that item is not present in the master. As I have already mentioned, to create a bill of material, to create a purchase order, or to create any of the document thing in the system, the item should be present in the master first. If the item is not present in the master, it will not show you in the bill of material. It will not show you in any of the document. Okay. So that
Can
is
I
something.
upload?
Yeah.
Can I upload BOM to direct inventory list? All BOM items at a one time.
Yeah, you can do that, right? So let's say if you create the bill of material, but the thing is you have to create in that particular format, in the item upload format. So see, one thing is there, the bill of material format is different, item upload format is different. So for example, if you have the list of all the raw materials which are going to use, okay, which we are going to use in that particular project, okay.
Okay.
So just copy the item ID, just copy the item name. You have the unit of measurement also, right? Okay, whether we buy it in, whether we will use in numbers or kgs or meter, right? Like this, okay. And just paste in the item upload format and just upload it. It's a very simple thing. It's a very simple process to upload the item. You have to only add 4 details: item ID, item name, the unit of measurement, and the type of the product, whether you buy it or whether you sell that product. These are
Okay.
the only 4 mandatory fields which is needed to upload the item in the system, in the inventory. Okay.
Okay.
So for every new project, let's say if the item is new, if you create the bill of material on Excel or let's say on anything, okay, for example, so just first upload that data in the inventory, okay, and then there is an option to upload the bill of material also in the system. We are going to give this option in the next 15, 20 or 1 month. You can upload the bill of material in bulk in Transact from the front end.
Great.
Okay, so that will be a very easy process. Okay, you have to just upload the one sheet in the item, and the same thing you can upload in the bill of material, right? So your bill of material also will get ready in the system.
Second thing, I just want to ask that if my customer is Mahindra and he is located in different location,
Right.
my buyers team having 5 to 6 members.
Okay.
And for sales point of view, if I want to segregate this team member location wise, can I do that in sales module?
No, I can't get you exactly location. Well, your team members, you have 6 sales representatives.
My
right?
customer team members.
Yeah, you can. So see, for that, what you need to do is, okay, then you have to create a 6 Mahindras in your profile, okay, in your buyer suppliers, according to the locations, right?
Okay.
Because see, for you have taken example of Mahindra, and like let's say a multinational company, or let's say an example of L&T, generic name L&T, right? L&T have total of 50-60 location all over pan India, right? So we have to add L&T Gujarat, L&T Maharashtra, okay, like this, because for every location the people are different. The people to whom we are dealing are different, right? Okay.
Correct.
Every single thing is different. So for that, in our customer list, we have to add 6 L&Ts, okay, with the location, with the person name to whom which we are like contacting, right?
Okay.
And the same thing you can select while creating the document as well. Let's say if you are creating for the Maharashtra L&T, for the Gujarat L&T, then you have to select accordingly.
And how many members can I add or edit or delete from that list? If we have prepared one Mahindra at Gujarat and add an 10 number of customers, and if 2 customers or 2 team members get left from that organization, can I add or edit that tab?
Yes. If you see, I have shown you this tab, right? Aksharya Automobiles is one of my, let's say, client. Okay. So you will see this tab, additional users. Okay. So here you can add as many of the users or the team members you can call. Okay. Also, you will get the details of already added users and you will get an option to delete it. So this is the tab, additional users, from where you can like do all these things.
And if we need any customization in that, if I want to add a designation as a purchase officer or as a quality engineer over there.
No, that is not something which is not possible.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, so coming to the last part, which is the next steps. So what will be the next steps which you need to take, okay, or I have to take as a transact point of contact, right? So number one, next step to be taken by the users. Okay, so see, one thing is there. If you are here on transact and looking to solve all of the process, be it inventory, production, everything, right? So everything is not possible on day one. We have to understand this, okay? Okay, to streamline every single process on day one, which is not possible for any of the company or from any of the tool. If you will go for SAP also, for Oracle also, a bigger ERP, let's say, they will advise you to go step by step if you want to go, if you want to streamline everything. Okay, because see, to streamline all these things, it takes a month. It takes a month time, or maybe it will take a 2 month or 3 month also to streamline every single thing in any ERP, right? So yes, to achieve the bigger milestone, we have to achieve some small things, milestone, and then we can go for a bigger thing, right? So the first step, what we need to do here in the system is to start the documentation part. Okay, so to upload, so first thing is to upload the masters. We have to add all our data, be it item data or the customer's data. This is the first master which we have to add. Second is the start creating the documents. Okay, because once you see, the mindset of the a business owner and the users are very different. Okay, to implement the ERP, this will be a very challenging. The user resistance, right? How will user react? How will user use the system, right? So to optimize all these things, ask them to start only with the documentation. Okay, let's start only with creating purchase orders in Word, GRN, right? Because once they will feel the value, once they will start realizing the value of the system, okay, yeah, this is only for them, this is only useful for them, then you will see the results, okay, in a short time. So start creating the documents, start analyzing the data, okay, whatever the documents which we are creating, just start getting out the reports, or just check out the dashboards, business intelligence, okay, how data is coming, okay. So this will be the first initial steps which we need to take, okay, and then only we will go for the production in a later stage, or meanwhile you can explore the production as well. If you understand this process, then you can go for production as well, okay, how production will run, right? And the second thing, first thing which I am going to do from here on Transact is I will send the detailed email to all the attendees which who are present in the session. So one number will be, first thing is how you can reach out to us. Okay. First thing is contact support by raising a chat. Okay. That means if you have any issues in exploring the product, there is an option in your profile to raise a chat. Okay. That will be the first thing. Second thing is one-to-one video call scheduling. So I will share the link with you all to schedule a one-on-one video call with me. Okay, a 15-minute discussion will be there, and then we can have a discussion. Okay. Before that, please let me know in the chat. Okay, who wants the video for the production? Please mention, raise the chat, or just yes, I want videos. Just mention it. So it will be easy for me to send the videos for all the people who wants to see the videos, the recorded videos of the production. Number third is the demo video. So I will also share the demo video with you if you want to understand in detail. And the third thing is the Transact Knowledge Center. So what is this Transact Knowledge Center? Okay, so let me show you out how this Transact Knowledge Center is. For example, if you go and so I will just paste this URL also in the chat. Okay, so I'm just sharing this in the chat. Yeah, this is the URL. Okay, so we have created this knowledge center with the list of the 600 plus videos, articles. Okay, so here number one is the onboarding toolkit. So we have created this onboarding toolkit If you click on onboarding toolkit, you will get the list of all the videos which is useful for new users or which is useful to understand the basic concepts of Transact. How to create purchase flow, how to make sales flow, Transact, how to add team members. So all small videos are present here in this onboarding toolkit, okay, which you can ask your users to look into, and they will get all the basic things. Okay, they will learn all the things. Okay, yes, how Transact works, what are the things which is present in Transact. Okay, so yes, this is all about Transact Knowledge Center. So I will also share the link of Transact Knowledge Center. And then to end the session, let me show you out the key takeaways of the session, or what can you achieve with Transact. Okay, the first point is the easy decision making with less user dependency, because everything you can see the data all on your dashboards and the report part, so you can quickly take your decisions on the basis of that. Second thing is you can ease out your communication with your clients by sharing the documents through WhatsApp and email. Okay, so automatically the email will go to your suppliers, buyers. You can share the documents through WhatsApp, right? So it will ease out your communication. It will clear out your communication gap, okay, which is there, okay, in Indian SMEs for the communication, right? So third thing is get rid of using Excel spreadsheet for maintaining the masters. A lot of people are using Excel and spreadsheet to maintain all their data. So once you add all the data here in the system, you can go and you can check every single thing here in the system. If you want, you can also upload or you can extract all the data whenever if you want. Okay, and then automatically change in stock after creating the documents. As I have mentioned, the inventory is linked with the documentation, so you have to just start creating document and just see the changes in the inventory. Okay, and then we have some value added features which are present in Transact, which I have not covered in the demo or this session here. Number one is the payment reminder, which is like most useful feature used in Transact, payment reminder. So automatically the reminder will go to your buyers, okay, on the basis of their payment due date. Same reminder will go to your supplier on the basis of their PO delivery date. Okay, so this is one of the features. And we have material resource planning, MRP, which will help you out in planning of the production of the procurement part for the production. Okay, these are my orders. Now to fulfill those orders, what I want to procure it from the market. Okay, so these things are there. We have tally integration, GST reports, vendor mapping, approval management. A lot of features which is there on the system, which I have not also included here. But yes, a lot of things are there. Once you start exploring, once you start using it, you will get each and everything in the system. You will get to know. Okay, so yes, and thank you so much for joining the session, guys. Okay, if you have any suggestions, if you have any feedback, do please reach out to us on operations@letstransact.com. Okay, so here this is one of the email ID, okay, which I am using actively. So if you want to reach out to me, please raise your doubt, raise your questions here on this operations@letstransact.com. Okay, so thank you so much for joining the sessions. Okay, please let me know if you want the videos for production. It will be very helpful for me, very helpful to send the videos. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the session and you understand it what I have explained in the session. Please let me know in the feedback, yes or no, if you got the session or not. Thank you, Senthil. Yeah, need one-on-one meet time. Yes, Mr. Rahul, I will definitely share the link with you to connect with me over a one-on-one video call to discuss specifically your doubts or to understand the business of yours, right? Or how Transact will help out in solving your problems, right? So yes, thank you so much, guys, for joining. Have a great day. Bye-bye.